So you won't believe why Hickory, North Carolina has become the retiree destination. So stick with us and learn more about why you may want to spend your golden years in Hickory, North Carolina. So if you found us by Googling best places to retire, you, along with many others, have discovered Hickory, North Carolina. So I am from this area, and he moved to this area.
But I'm not retired yet.
We're not retired yet, but we work with a lot of people relocating here, and we have had a great insight into what makes it a great place to retire. So it seemed like a great video to share with you guys on our channel because it has been a destination for retirees, and for good reason. We'll go over a lot of them today in our video, so stick with us and we'll jump right in. So regardless of what phase of life that you may be in, affordability is always a factor when you're relocating, especially for retirees, because you've worked hard your whole life and you're ready to settle down somewhere where you can enjoy life a little bit and you're not wanting to break the bank where you end up. So you may have heard U.S. News reported Hickory, North Carolina as the number 5 in the nation for affordable places to live. So certainly that has, I think, impacted a lot of the reason that everyone's relocating here. But in our experience, the majority of those relocating have been retirees. So affordability is definitely a factor. If you're looking to rent or if you're looking to buy, there are senior options in Hickory.
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, where we're at in downtown Hickory, there's some right across the street from our office. They're putting up this 55 and over.
It's called Bella Age.
Bella Age. It's coming. It should be active around spring of 2025. They're going to have a lot of amenities.
Yes. Very active.
Very active.
Yes, like I heard there's going to be like a yoga studio in there and different activities and like a fun coordinator, like a whole staff person just to kind of keep everything fun and active. So there's that. There's another affordable senior living apartment complex just one block down.
Yeah.
And guys, we're referencing the complexes built up on North Center Street in downtown Hickory. But whether you're looking to rent or whether you're looking to purchase, a lot of people relocating here are looking for a community that's quiet, that's one level.
Obviously, one level, walking distance. Walking distance to maybe stores or downtown or other just people that just want a community that you can just walk your dog, take walks in the neighborhood, nice and peaceful. And when we say affordability in housing, it can be from $200,000 to $1 million, depending
depends on what you're looking for.
Depending if you want to be on the water, you want to have a boat, and it's time to retire. Obviously, you're going to stretch your budget into that higher end. If you're just looking for peace and quiet, there's neighborhoods out here in Hickory that you just want a simple home, one level, getting away from that big city and just kind of want to be away from all of that.
Quiet down a little bit.
Quiet down. We got from that spectrum into, lake living. So it really just depends on what you're looking for to do when you retire. But basically, everybody's got something to do here, no matter what.
And not just housing, like everything's cheaper out here. Depending on where you're watching this video, you can speak for yourself on how much does gas cost per gallon and how much is a gallon of milk and how much is a carton of eggs and all those benchmarks that is used to, measure cost of living. And Hickory consistently comes in on all fronts as just more affordable, even like car insurance and taxes.
I can speak to car insurance. My car insurance from California coming here went down like $65.
Yeah, so it all adds up. So utilities and just daily costs of living. I think you will find that regardless of where you're relocating from, statistically, it is very likely that Hickory will be cheaper because we always rank, and we're the number 5 for most affordable places to live. So not just housing, but also once you get here and what your power bill would be or what your water or sewer or what have you. Definitely, if you're relocating to this area and you're looking at moving, reach out. We can help you get an idea of where a good spot that would fit your budget may be, and then what it costs to live there. We always like to look up average utility costs and things like that. So,
and then we say affordable now, but the secret's getting out, so that can be changing because we're starting to see
prices are starting to go up
a little bit.
Yeah,
and that's just because of people are starting to discover Hickory. So, the secret's out, and obviously we're making these videos, and that probably doesn't help to the exposing the secret, but as of right now, like I said, if you're out there searching, looking, this is a great spot to obviously look into. So
right. So you've worked hard your whole life and you've waited for the moment of retirement, and you're watching this video getting excited about being able to enter into that phase of life. So affordability had to make the list because, of course, you're wanting to see where your dollar will go the furthest and you can retire and enjoy life and just kind of lay back a little bit. So affordability.
Hey guys, welcome to Living in North Carolina channel. This channel is your ultimate guide to the authentic North Carolina experience. We cover everything from daily life to all the fun stuff in between.
So if you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and give that like button a tap. It helps others find our channel more easily.
Bing, bing.
So while you're at it, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you're always in the loop when we drop new videos.
We're Adriano and this is Katie, and we're real estate agents right here in North Carolina. We absolutely love it when people contact us about their upcoming move to North Carolina, whether through text messages, a phone call, or a quick email. Reach out to us and we can help you every step of the way. You can even schedule an appointment on our calendar using the link below.
So no matter how you choose to get in touch, know that we've got your back when it comes to making the move to North Carolina. So at this stage in life, you may want to be considering healthcare facilities wherever you end up. It's natural at this point in your phase of life that you may be considering what specialty doctors that you need for your specific health needs, or just looking at, aging and what that may entail in your future and how you want to have certain doctors of certain specialties nearby. Well, Hickory has a little bit of everything.
yeah,
Definitely, I think that has played a part in, because of the demographic in this area and how many are retiring here.
Yep.
There have been excellent healthcare facilities that have not just emerged, but also expanded to accommodate that, because that's the needs in our community. So, of course, you have Catawba Valley Medical Center, which is a smaller hospital. It's a community hospital, but very, very well regarded. Excellent healthcare there, very caring staff, very organized, clean. Fry Hospital, that is considered the heart hospital. You may have heard that. A lot of heart and related cardiac type care there.
Yep.
And specialists there.
they were cardio rehab.
Yes.
Which I've gone to cardio rehab. I go to do my checkups in the network, and it's in the Viewmont area. So if you're looking to move, and that's important to you, looking to Viewmont area, because Fry is pretty much like that. Pretty much almost,
Right.
I want to say center, but
Yeah.
it's close to
That northwest side of Hickory.
northwest side of Hickory, the Viewmont area, close to 127. Also, CVS is not far from it if you need to go to CVS. Walgreens isn't far away either. And all the places that we're mentioning are pretty close. No matter where you live in Hickory, it's about a 10-minute drive to 10, 15-minute drive
Right. It's
to
easy
your
to get
specialists,
where you're going.
to your hospital, to your doctors. So that's one of a nice thing. If that's important and you want to move somewhere that these facilities are close to, look into Viewmont. Viewmont has, like I said, Fry Cardiology,
True.
a lot of private practices.
Yeah.
If you need the dentist, the dental triad isn't far off.
There's a lot of dentists like right in the same section of Hickory, and we call it the dental district.
Yeah, and if you're looking in the state, because when you look at the Hickory map, you look at the St. Stephen's area, which we will be covering a video on that. We haven't yet, but we're going to be doing.
Doctors down there.
Yeah, but St. Stephen's, well, you'll have the VA.
Oh yeah.
The VA hospital if you're a veteran. And I go to the VA. So it's in the St. Stephen's area. Then you've got the Catawba, the other hospital.
Well, that's the Catawba Medical Center.
Which I think is in the St. Stephen's.
Right. And
area.
there's specialty doctors and providers within, Hickory, Newton, Conover, of course, great family physicians. And then also
the Fry,
Ortho Carolina.
The cardiology where I go to is also in
Yes.
St. Stephen's as well.
Yes. Piedmont Plastic Surgery and Dermatology. That is great for if you have any skin conditions or issues like that. So, lots of specialty doctors, even urgent cares, guys. My experience growing up here has been that the doctors take their time with you. I've always heard, like, in different people's experiences, like, doctors just rush you and they don't listen to you and they're not caring, or you're just a number and I've not had that experience here. I don't know if we're just very fortunate with the doctors we've gotten to work with, but all the places that I've mentioned, I've got personal experience with a lot of these. And I have to say, I've got pretty good, they are all highly rated, and you can look these up. But to his point too, everything's pretty close together. if you're wanting to be really close, like he said, to Fry and some of these other places, do consider the Viewmont, the northwest side of Hickory, because especially retirees, I mean, gosh, even me, I don't like going through Charlotte traffic and driving into some other part of the state to go see a doctor. So if you want everything close by and you feel like you want to have that independence of taking yourself to appointments, the closer you can be, the better. That northwest side of Hickory tends to be where a lot of retirees land whenever they get here. It's a little higher price point out there, but it is very all-American, a great place to retire, very safe, and we'll go over all that shortly.
Right.
But Asheville VA is just west of Hickory.
Yeah.
That's a very highly rated VA hospital.
So it's been talking about also, like I said, mentioned VA earlier. Here's a couple of things that if you're, as of right now, in July of 2024, I went to the VA. Currently, this VA, our system here, our small clinic, the doctors have all moved on. So if you're moving into Hickory the next couple months, just be aware that you might have a teleconference doctor, because that's what I had to do, virtual, because they don't have any doctors on site, because they all either moved on, retired, and there's some other doctors and went on to a different platform. They went somewhere different. So just be mindful if that's important to you. You want a doctor. Their approximate date of the doctors being there, because they have to be trained on the VA back portal, will be around January 2025 is what I was told. So if that's important to you, be mindful of that. And this is the outpatient clinic. The main hospital is in Asheville, which is about 2 hours. So if you need any major, which Asheville VA is rated probably the number 2 or 3 in the country.
Right.
So that's about 2 hours away if you need to go to the hospital. Or you can, what I do, they can assign you to outpatient clinic. Obviously, go through the rounds and the motions to get that scheduled, and talking to your VA provider at Asheville and see if they can get you outpatient clinics. So.
Right. And also just east of Hickory, if you head towards like the Winston-Salem area, Baptist Wake Forest Medical facilities there, a research hospital associated with a college, huge hospital. So if there's something that doctors here could not manage, or something that in Hickory they did not have somebody who could perform that procedure, Baptist Hospital is kind of known to be that next tier where you can go and get things done, or just really award-winning care out there. And that's just over an hour and a half maybe east of us. So Hickory is central to the state, so it works out well. You can go west, you can go east. There's great medical care right in Hickory. So if you're looking at different healthcare facilities as part of your retirement plan of coming out here, Hickory will most likely have what you need. So it had to make the list. So if you are in your retirement years, you still want to be active and you want to have things to do, and you finally have time to do them.
There's a lot.
Right. So there's so much to do here, and it's very walkable. It's very safe. I'll mention that as well. Lots of parks. Lots of organized senior groups. There's a group with the Highland Rec Center called Silver Sneakers, and they're like a walking group, and I love that. Just things like that. Zumba. There's an entire Catawba County Council of Aging that you can actually go to. That's a tremendous resource for like activities and things to do. But guys, what I also love about this is if you are retiring and say you have grandchildren that visit, or family, consider all there is to do together. It's very conducive to an active lifestyle. If you are a retiree who says, hey, I want to go out and explore and enjoy life and stay busy and have community, Hickory is a great place to do that. We have the city walking trail.
I see there's people they're cyclists in
There's
downtown Hickory.
cyclists,
There's cyclists that I guess they're in a group. Because they go together in their pack of cycling. Yeah, there's a pack of wild riders. Just kidding. So we see them. We see the folks are walking. If they're in groups, what else we got?
Pickleball's huge.
Pickleball, that's right. Pickleball.
I don't know if it's big where you're at, but that is like taken by storm here.
The country club.
Yeah, the country club. So that's another thing. If you enjoy golf, like Hickory Country Club. And also,
Oliver's Landing. Yes,
and if you're somebody who's looking for like a faith-based organization, guys, welcome to the Bible Belt. There's a church on every corner. And there are great places to get plugged in those groups as well. So lots of places for hobbyists. And that's one of the things that I love about not just Hickory, but if you're new to the South, There's a certain hospitality and a certain sense of community. There's even community groups specifically for people who just relocated here. They're very active as well.
Yeah. They're trying to figure out like what are cool places to eat, things to do, because you can
like social groups.
Just from in Hickory alone, you can go to the mountains near there. If you folks are looking to go somewhere in the summer where it cools down, it's about an hour away.
Right.
You go up to the mountains and check that out. Blowing Rock's really pretty.
Oh yeah, retirees love Blowing Rock. You can go up there and it's 10 degrees cooler if you just want to get out of the heat a little bit. That's what's great about Hickory, and this is regardless of whether you're retiring or at any phase of life. You have 4 distinct seasons, so you have mild winters, so you don't have to worry about shoveling yourself out of your driveway every year. And it's just mountains of snow. We barely have just a little bit of snow. I'd like a little more, but they
didn't get any last year.
The last 2 years, we haven't gotten any snow. But what's great about it is if you're somebody that's coming from a harsher climate, whether that's a more severe summer where it's like 115 degrees and you're just dying out there in the heat, or if you come from winters where you are snowed in or you're having to scrape your windshield every morning, you don't do that here. It's just a little more, I don't know, I feel like it's easier just to exist in this climate. And Blowing Rock in the fall is so gorgeous. I love the mountains in the fall. So a lot of retirees will travel here. If you're into camping, and I mean like camper camping, because we have a lot of Floridians that relocate up here and they want a place to park their camper.
Oh yeah.
That's a great recreational activity. Yeah. And there's a lot of campgrounds for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, as you mentioned, the Blue Ridge Parkway, if you like to take a drive, scenic drive, people go down the Blue Ridge Parkway, and you can drive that for a couple hours, it's beautiful.
Right.
So that's something neat. Also, what I wanted to touch base on was if you are retiring and you want to open a small business, there's a lot of opportunity because there's spaces that are available that if you want to open a boutique of something, of some
maybe
sort.
you want like a second career and you're like, I've always dreamed of having a bakery. I've always dreamed of
opportunity here. If you're coming from wherever part of the country, you're moving here and you have an idea and you finally get to do it. I mean, have at it because there's a lot of opportunity. Hickory can always use something different, a little flair of a different type of cuisine, a different type of clothing store. They have a lot of different things.
Yeah, but they welcome it. I feel like Hickory likes those new things. And so regardless of what you're into, you'll probably find it here in Hickory. A lot of outdoor activities, a lot of arts. And we have the art museum. We have a lot of the Western Piedmont Symphony.
Yeah.
There's symphonies in Charlotte. So if you're into music, into art, into hiking or kayaking or going to the beach, you're halfway there because you're right in the middle of North Carolina. So you can go to the beach just a few hours east, go to the mountains just a couple hours west.
You can have a beach house. Retiring, you have a beach house that you go to. You buy one out at the beach.
Get a mountain house.
And then get a mountain house and you live in Hickory, whatever you want to do.
And a Lake Hickory house. You can have everything right there.
You can. So she's talking about music. Cool thing right now in the summer into the fall, right in the downtown, they have music at night. So that's something that's, if that's important to you, I highly recommend checking that out. And if you're moving into Hickory, you're looking at Viewmont, like I said, the Viewmont area, and you want to walk. If you want a place to live and walk, Viewmont, because you can walk to downtown Hickory, hang out, have some wine, enjoy the music. Because if that's important to you, they always change the venue. And there's a different type of music. And we always see there's a ton of folks out there just hanging out, listening, having a great time.
Yeah, they have a great jazz band if you're into jazz. And people, they're dancing and it's fun. And just have a great time out there and bring your picnic blanket and some chairs and just a really good family fun. And sometimes they'll do movies out in downtown Hickory as well. So definitely that sounds like a great retirement to me.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot to do. It kind of sounds nice.
Yeah, because those are, and keep in mind, these are things that people have asked us.
Yeah.
And that's why we made this video, and they've asked us things to do. So we kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit more. Yeah. So you kind of have an idea what it's like to live here and retiring here. So there's a lot of cool things to do.
And there's things you could bring your family in on if you have grandchildren who visit with you and they want to come.
Oh, that we see a lot.
We see that a lot.
We see a lot. If you're retiring, you buy a house on the lake. Obviously,
here come the grandkids.
Here come the grandkids. The grandkids are coming. They want to get on the lake, and you're boating them around, and they're on that inner tube. So you get to see a lot of that in the summer.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun. Or you might just, if you buy acreage, you build a house on it, or you just buy a house on a lot of land. People come over, or you want to have go into like farming and
Yes.
and have a little farm, a little ranch to live on. Come the grandkids to come and help you throughout the year. So that's what we do.
Yeah.
We helped her parents and all our daughters are out there helping. What do you call it?
Like he calls it the compound.
No. The hay.
Oh, the hayfield.
The hayfield. We were.
People do things as a family here.
What do you call it? When
Baling.
Baling.
Bale hay.
We
This
were
California
we were baling hay. That was the first time I did that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So there's a lot to do as a retiree or also if your family comes to visit. So no shortage of things to do and ways to pass the time and enjoy the time that you've worked so hard to finally get to just savor life. You can do that in Hickory, North Carolina. So most of what we hear from folks relocating here that are in that retirement phase of life or they're planning towards retirement is that they've worked so hard their whole life and they've done the rat race and they've done the hustle and bustle and they're just ready to slow down a little bit. And whether you're retiring or whether you're coming here to work, you will still find a slower pace in Hickory, North Carolina versus much of the United States.
I can attest to that. I see people coming from California and obviously from Los Angeles, and then when they come to Hickory, obviously the tempo changes. It's a lot different because as you know, if you're trying to retire in the big cities, especially Los Angeles, you still have to go, to the grocery store. You still have to go somewhere, and then you end up being in traffic at some point, and it is 9-day difference coming out here in the quality of life and how you just kind of just want to get away from all that, and it's peaceful depending on where you live. And you can probably hear right now the cicadas, like trees, just nature itself.
Yeah.
If you're looking for that, this is by far the best decision I've made.
Yeah.
Coming out here.
And you're not forfeiting all the modern amenities and all the things that where you are now affords you. But I do feel like maybe what feels like a little bit of a step back in time is just kindness and a sense of friendliness with your neighbor. And, not to paint a perfect picture. Hickory, it's home. And I've gotten used to people are neighborly and people are kind and, it's a safe community. I think that's something that is very important to me as a mother, but also to retirees. You want to be able to know that you can walk your dog and go to the park and you don't have to worry about some random, assault like you hear on the news in these big cities. So I think it was safehomes.org actually ranked us number 20 safest city in the United States. So one of the things I had heard about Hickory is that the ratio of the officers to the citizens was high. Like there's a lot of protection here in our town, I guess, or in our city. So very low on violent crime. This is a town and this is a city where some people don't lock their doors. You know what I mean? Like it's still like that. People look out for each other. If you move into a neighborhood, you'll probably know everybody on the street. You might have dinner together. People will wave at you when you pull in the driveway. If something's off or somebody notices something going on in your yard while you're out of town, you'll get a phone call. Like that, to me, that's another layer of safety, of knowing that you have that sense of community around you.
And as we're talking about safety, and we are at our home, and you keep hearing that popping sound, that's just the neighbor has the freedom.
Because we're not in city limits.
We're not in city limits, has the freedom to take a couple
they have a little target practice over there.
Take a couple rounds down range. So that's funny we're talking about that. So if you're wondering what that that's just a neighbor exercising the right to freedom themselves on the range.
Welcome to the South. I tell you what, we the right to bear arms. We did that in a pros and cons video. We're like, if you don't like guns, but no. So we actually live just outside of Hickory city limits, and so it's kind of the country, if you will.
And that's if that's important to you, as we're talking about,
we like
quality of life.
You
may want to look at moving to somewhere outside of city limits. That you may want to exercise your right to freedom.
Yeah, maybe you want to be able to shoot and hunt, or that's what's great is everything's close by in Hickory. So we're looking at overall quality of life. You can do what you want. You can live outside of city limits and have less restrictions, and you can have your RV, you can have your camper parked beside of your house, you can have that homestead hobby farm you've always wanted. If you want goats and chickens, you can do that here, especially where we're at, because we're out in actually Vail, so that's just outside of Hickory. So it's not uncommon that you hear people hunting or whatever, that's not uncommon out here. So but a lot of really beautiful spaces to enjoy
There's a bee.
There's
That's
a
the other
bee.
thing. Bee flying around.
Yeah.
No big deal.
So if you are looking to retire somewhere where you can just relax and people are kind, people, they look out for each other, but they also stay out of your business. Like they just kind of let you live your life. Hickory's good for that. So a lot of people want that quality of life where they can not have to worry about so much traffic, so much noise, the sirens going by, or, you know, just a lot of commotion. You've done that. You've done all the work. You've worked your whole life. You've planned for this. So when it's time to retire and you're trying to make that decision, look at quality of life, because Hickory certainly has a lot to offer. Mm-hmm. So we hope you've enjoyed learning about some of the things that make Hickory, North Carolina such a great place to retire. If you are thinking of moving to Hickory and you are entering into that phase of retirement and planning for how you want to finish out your years and just really enjoy life, Hickory may be a good option for you.
Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, so comment below if you have any questions or specific places you want us to go and film. Having grown up here and him having moved here, we have a perspective that might be helpful. So we're happy to share that. And we appreciate you joining us. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell.
Bing, bing, bing.
So the next time we come out with a video, you'll be made aware. So we look forward to seeing you soon.
And there's the shop. Boom.